Well, the real issue, the real war, is the war of the two kings. Will LeBrick Ron Santis, L. Ron DeSantis, him versus Toxic Trump, one of the Bitmoji Avi given names from the Republican side I saw given to our former president last night. The Civil War brewing. Every GOP media worm and think tank operative and bowtied cuck and, otherwise Howley Cotton intellectual national conservatism fan, they are now fully out against Trump. New York Post, other Murdoch operations, calling this, Trump's failure. This midterm was Trump's fuck up. This is going to be very interesting. One, primarily, that they think that their issues begin and end with Trump.
Yeah.
Because I that would not be my takeaway if, I were them. That's what you say to avoid going, us getting our desired outcome from our 30-year war against, or 40-year war against Roe v. Wade, getting what we wanted fucked us. Our policies are deeply unpopular. That's avoiding thinking about that. But also, the fact that they think it will be this easy, that they're just going to write some fucking articles and he'll be done. And even if DeSantis won the primary somehow, that's the end of it.
Yeah.
Why would he not run as a third-party candidate? What is going to stop him?
And
no, we can't let the Democrat win. Then he would have stopped you from winning, and that would have been more important to him at that point.
And here's the thing, these election results, Trump's status as a GOP kingmaker or as the guiding direction of the party was damaged by last night for sure. Because his, other than Kari Lake, most of the Trump candidates lost. And they've been looking for a way out of him for a while, but there's been, Felix, you're so right. There's been so much wish casting I've seen over the last 2 days from mostly Republican-aligned media voices that are just assuming now that it's a foregone conclusion that we're cutting ties with Trump. He's over. It's done. I'm sorry. Do you think he's going to make it that easy for you? Do you think it's really going to be that easy to say Trump's over? We're done with him. It's DeSantis now. Do you think he's not going to spend every minute of the next 2 years thinking about how to fuck Ron DeSantis?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, every issue you guys have besides abortion is about him. It isn't just related to him, it's about him. He made every issue about him, and that's all the issues that your base cares about. What, election integrity? That's about him. Mm-hmm. Immigration? That's about him. The managerial state, the deep state, that's about how they were mean to him.
Mm-hmm.
They're all about him. That is what the base cares about.
Mm-hmm.
You spent so much time in the Masonic Lodge underneath the fucking foggy bottom Barnes and Noble that you forgot that.
And that means if DeSantis gets the nomination, he will come to the American people as even weirder and less normal than Trump and more repellent because he won't even have Trump's charisma that comes from being a celebrity. Just a pure political machine. He's a fucking Chuck E. Cheese animatronic of all the most alienating culture war hysteria that people have proven they don't like.
And Matt, to that point though, the whole I've seen we in our Florida show we read an article of a profile of him. This idea that he's the smart, disciplined Trump. Those qualities, even if you want to assume that they're true, that he's smart and disciplined, are what make him not Trump. Those two things cut against each other. They're
exactly.
These are not strengths if he is trying to be the next Trump.
Okay, so he's Trump, but with no bullshit drama, not funny, not charismatic, doesn't say any memorable things.
Yep.
They said Trump without drama. Trump is the drama. That's why they like him, the drama.
And that's exactly
he
what
made
makes
it
him
exciting.
Alienating to normal people because the whole thing is now wrapped up in a rejection and a critique of normality as such. And congratulations, most people are still normal. And the thing is, that's not that's a great thing. That's not great news. We're fucked because of that. Because that leftist critique of people don't know their own best interest is basically true because they have to live in the veil of culture that we're all stuck in. So they don't really know what's wrong. So when you're hysterical for the right reasons, hey, climate change, hey, immiseration of the global population and the death of the ecosystem. It's hey, man, it doesn't seem that bad to me. And that's just a normal response. But that also means when you're hey, baby, gender sickos are coming to chop your kid's dick off. They're similarly that doesn't seem like it's true. And then that keeps us ignoring the real crises that are piling up, and mean that when we do deal with them, it's going to be under more traumatic conditions. But for now, it means that the road to a based America is just not viable. It's not happening that way. And that's why these guys are now saying, let's do a coup. And it's like, fine, you want to dissolve the people and elect a new one, go for it. But you're going to need more than memes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, what the fuck? Is Josh Hammer going to build up a corps of supporters in the officer corps?
Yeah.
Is that going to happen? If there was a coup by someone who's like, a major in the army now, the chances are more that it's like an occupied Democrats imperium. That's
Yes.
more likely than what they're hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, who was the Joint Chiefs of Staff when like the shit was hitting the fan in 2020 and there was question of like, what will the military do? It was weeping Mike Miley, the soyest cuck who's ever lived, shitting his pants about, oh my God, we must save democracy. That's not who we are. Those are the kind of dorks who rise to the top of a professional managerial chain like the fucking Pentagon.